it was really wonderful timing, almost kismet. I'd begun therapy several months beforehand and was only just beginning to learn that my feelings were valid and how to feel my feelings, that they're not inherently good or bad. And initially, when I heard about this program, I was hesitant about my ability to commit to it, which I think speaks volumes to my ability at the time to prioritize taking care of myself and valuing myself. I had 40 years of mistrust and learnt worthlessness, if you will, to unpack. The main thing that I learned from this program was I deserve to be kind and compassionate to myself. That sounds pretty obvious now, but given the space I was in then, it was pretty revolutionary to come to that understanding, and that this is a practice. It is a skill that can be built and developed. Right now, it's 6 to 7 months-ish since I finished the program. I wouldn't go so. I'm not feeling super great many of the days. My head still feels really busy and messy. Each day is work. However, the course has acted like a starter's gun, positive trigger. In the past, I suspect I was in a state of burnout and I was actively recoiling from the pressures of life in my attempt to avoid or control the depth and intensity of my struggles. I had felt compelled to retreat from experiences my mind told me were threats, unable to clearly define the cause and unable to remedy it. Now, very slowly and with ongoing counselling from my neuroaffirming clinical psychologist, I'm moving forward into the world and want to take up space again, with ambitions of building a foundation within myself that will allow me to create spaces that support other neurodivergent folks and their support people. Treating myself with self-compassion has directly influenced the kind of treatment I will or will not accept from other people, assisting me to develop and maintain boundaries and improving communication in my relationships through assertiveness. I have begun giving myself permission to express my needs, and I'm on a path to self-acceptance. It doesn't always work out, but I can't fail if I'm being true and respectful to my needs. I would recommend other autistic adults commencing this program to take what you need and leave what you don't, courtesy of Yoga with Adrian. Give this to yourself. It doesn't have to be perfect. Adjust it so it works for you. For example, I don't practice the soles of feet verbatim, that exercise, but I have noticed that I do take my shoes off as soon as I get home, and moving through my home, I'm more attentive to my connection to the ground and take a moment to enjoy the different textures I have around the house for little dopamine hits, like my yoga mat and the rug beside my bed and the lino. A pattern that I have noticed since seeking neurodivergent spaces online and working in education is the deep understanding autistic people tend to possess of not feeling welcome or fitting into mainstream spaces. And the result of this is autistic people will go to great lengths to support, include, and treat others with kindness and care and dignity. And I say for some reasons, but there's many reasons that this great compassion is not often directed inwardly. Fawning and people-pleasing and perfectionism, especially as a late diagnosed autistic, who has a lifetime of masking. And I say that because I can't speak to the experience of growing up knowing that you're autistic. But I don't think fawning, people-pleasing, perfectionism are exclusively to late diagnosed. I think that if you're living in this ableist neurotypical world where wherever your diagnosis falls, I think you can relate to this. And not really having masking and covering up and trying to fit in and not really knowing who you are, what your needs are, where you start and end. And you deserve to learn how to treat yourself with compassion. And here is a good starting point. I would also like to note that I really loved that it was online and that I didn't have to verbally communicate with anyone throughout. I was feeling really raw and vulnerable post-diagnosis, and appreciate that this program was offered with different modes. My psychologist also lives interstate, so my sessions are via telehealth video conferencing, which I also rate. These options have provided me with the sense of security and safety and comfort that I needed to take this action for myself. And I wish you all the best.